Meeting's called to order at 6 o'clock. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. We are being broadcast live on Channel 12, and we're also on YouTube. And if anybody wants to watch us in the future, we're always on those channels forever. Clerk Wright, would you please call the roll?
Yes, Trustee Boyden is
Excused.
Trustee Mueller is
Excused.
Trustee Martin. Here. Trustee Frazier.
Excused.
Clerk Wright is present. Treasurer Bud.
Here.
Supervisor McNair.
Here.
We barely have a quorum.
We have a quorum, though. Thank you, Clerk. All right. We have a consent agenda, which consists of paying our regular everyday bills today. We also have approval of our 23 work study and our board meeting schedule, which is in the packet and will be posted on our website. During our consent agenda, we will be approving the resignation of Trustee Reggie Miller, who is going to be our next state representative. We took care of that at the last meeting, that this is the formality part of it. We're also going to be approving a Wayne County annual permit, which allows us to work along the side of the roads, clearing trees, picking stuff up, and things like that. We do that every year. New business today includes a personal service agreement with Elena Menalp. She's going to be in communications. We're also going to have a discussion of a rate increase for community publishing for their magazine. And we're going to discuss the sale of a property, our old fire station on Ecorse Road, to DTE. And the last thing, we have a TSP environmental for the Wildbrook pump station, which is a large project to rebuild that. Moving forward, can I get a motion to adopt the agenda?
I'll make a motion, we adopt the agenda as presented.
So I have a motion by Treasurer Bud, supported by Trustee Martin. Hearing no discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? The motion passes. Next item is the adoption of the consent agenda. Who would like to take that?
Through the chair,
Trustee Martin.
make a motion, we adopt the consent agenda as published with item number 1. Board meeting minutes of December 6, 2022, prepaid list of December 8, 2022, prepaid list of December 15, 2022, voucher list of December 20, 2022, approval of the appointment of Alex Dine to the LDFA with a term to expire on August 12, 2023, approval of the 2023 regular work study and board meeting schedule, approval of the resignation of Trustee Reggie Miller from the Board of Trustees, and number 8, approval of Resolution 2022-35, Wayne County Annual Permit for 2023 fiscal year.
I just want to apologize to resident Alex Stein. Alex Stein's a young man who just moved into our community a few years ago. He wanted to join a committee, and he chose the LDFA. He wants to get involved with our community. We're very thankful for Alex in volunteering his time. So I have a motion by Trustee Martin, and I have support by Treasurer Bud. Hearing no discussion, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? This motion passes. Next is the public hearing, of which we have none. We're going to move now to presentations, and I have a few here that I've got to do. I just will make some short comment, and then I'll call up Mr. Powers and Mr. Akers. But I do want to make reference that it appears that we will be getting some money from the national opioid settlements. It looks like we've got one of the settlements is going to be coming in shortly for $35,000. I know that everybody wondered why we got involved in this thing, but we knew that there was going to be some payment out. And it was something, so it's nice. It'll help. And that'll help us with some of the stuff we've got going on for at-risk youth and things like that. Excuse me. I need water. Let's see. Okay, I then would like to discuss I'd like to have a presentation be done by Director Powers and Director Akers. We met with Wayne County Commissioner Al Heides and the head of roads and numerous engineers, and I'd like to give an update on the Denton Road Bridge.
Good evening. Just give me one moment to set up. All right. Good evening, Board. Supervisor McNamara and I met with Wayne County Public Services officials and Commissioner Haddis to discuss the status of the Denton Road Bridge that was closed earlier this year. At that meeting, the county indicated that the bridge needed to be reconstructed, and the estimated cost of the project was between 6.5. Hang on. Give me just one moment. I'm sorry. There we go. That the bridge needed to be reconstructed and that the cost estimate was between $6.5 million to $4 million for construction costs. Due to the unexpected nature of the project, required environmental permitting, and other planned bridge projects that were already underway at Wayne County, the county is not expecting to begin construction on the bridge until 2025 or 2026. We discussed with the county seeking outside funding sources such as state and federal bridge program grants and plan to begin working with the county to make applications for these programs. The county has already begun the work to obtain cost estimates, as I had indicated prior, and they've already had some preliminary discussions with the state of Michigan, Eagle, about the environmental permitting process and what needs to occur to move the project forward. During the meeting, the Wayne County officials did commit to working with us on the bridge project to help move the project forward as quickly as they possibly could and help work with us on bridge design and some other items. The closure is unfortunate and will be disruptive to those who use it on a regular basis. We'll make sure we work with the county to move this project forward as quickly as we're able. But while we are doing so, we're going to try to look at some of the positive aspects and looking to take advantage of some of the opportunities that the situation presents. The opportunities that we discussed with the county specifically are addressing a couple different items. So we looked at the potential for a decorative bridge design to add some elements to it to make it more attractive. It is a gateway into our community, and you know, the picture I put up there was an example of the Belleville Road Bridge where they did stamped concrete and maybe some signage. This project will also hopefully give us the opportunity to address boater safety and address boater access by increasing the height of the bridge, which I know has been a concern for a long time. And it will also give us the opportunity to work with outside partners to hopefully complete the portion of the Iron Bell Trail through this segment of the township. The specific segment, I don't know, it's on the drawing, it's segment F, which goes right across the bridge. Some of these improvements and opportunities will likely need to be funded by the township or with additional grant funding. So we're going to continue to work with the county to try to limit that as much as possible, but there may be some items that are funded that will require township funding. The life of the bridge is approximately 80 years, so this may be the only chance we get to make some of these changes during our lifetimes. It is our hope that we're able to make some positive improvements from this difficult situation and use this rare opportunity to improve the appearance of an entryway to the township, improve non-motorized access, and improve boater access and safety. Moving forward, we are going to continue to work with Wayne County to plan for the design of the bridge and work with them to seek outside funding to support the reconstruction of the bridge. We're also going to be working with our Community Services Department to reach out to the groups working with us on the Iron Bell Trail to coordinate scheduling as well. We're asking that if any township board members have any input regarding the potential design of the bridge or any amenities or design elements they would like to see, please reach out to Supervisor McNamara or I, excuse me, to make sure that the items are included in our discussions with the county. So I want to summarize just briefly to hit some of the highlights of the presentation is that the bridge will need to be reconstructed, and the construction, according to our conversations with the county, is unlikely to occur prior to 2025. The county has already taken some of the initial steps to begin this process and is working collaboratively with us, excuse me, to help get the bridge reconstruction going. The Denton Road Bridge is a gateway for the township, and we're, again, working with the county and other partners to work to improve the functionality and appearance. And then, as I had indicated, we're looking at funding opportunities available to the county to help move this project forward as quickly as we're able. So with that, that concludes my summary and presentation. I'm happy to answer any questions I am able, and if there are some that I'm not able to answer, I'll get the answer and follow up.
Great report. 2 weeks ago, I contacted Fishbeck because I wasn't sure what was going to happen at the county, but I wanted to make sure that I had a second set of eyes on this, so to speak. They came back and estimated about $4.3 million to redo that bridge in 3 years. They said it's 2 years of engineering and DNR, so it pretty much fell into line with what the county told us at the meeting we had with them. I will stress, though, that when we do go to build this, they will charge the appearance, any appearances to make the bridge look nicer, they're going to charge Van Buren Township. They'll give you some basic bridge. That bridge is 1927. It was 90 years old. So you guys lived for 90, we lived for 90 years with the same look of that bridge. I would recommend that, you know, if we are going to live with something for 90 years, we do it right and make it a plus to our community as an entranceway. I think that we should all start putting our hats on and figure out how we can make that thing look nice within our budgets. So maybe put it out to the community. Any thoughts?
Through the chair. I'm just curious, how we get to this point? The bridge is 90, you said 97 years old? 95 years old? I mean, do they get inspected regularly? Is there a program for bridge inspection in the DOT or Wayne County?
So MDOT does have requirements for the bridges to be inspected once every 2 years or every year, depending on the condition of the bridge. So yeah, they do have programs where the bridges are inspected regularly.
But when's the last time that bridge has been inspected?
I don't have a report for when the bridge was inspected before this year. I'm not sure, but I can find out.
They had a problem with a bridge inspector that was not, he was certifying bridges without inspecting them. And that's what happened in the Grosse Steel Bridge. That's what happened in the New Boston Bridge. May have happened here. Anybody else have a question?
My question, okay, so this is Den Road Bridge, so is that the entire bridge is our bridge?
Yeah.
When did that happen?
When it broke. All right, so we always thought that bridge was Belleville's bridge. It turns out that when the bridge broke, everybody started diving into their historic records. And that bridge, that line cuts right where that bridge is. That whole bridge is Van Buren. The causeway is half Belleville, but that bridge is Van Buren's. It's in the historical records that way. But now we don't have to pay for the bridge. Wayne County's going to pay for it, and there's no 80-20 match. The only thing that in fact, I think Belleville should help us with this because, quite frankly, it's an entry to them too, in redoing something nice, make it look nice. You know, at least.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, I agree it should look nice,
Mhm.
because it's not our main entry into the township, but.
I think a bridge that's not falling down is gonna look pretty good without a whole bunch of decoration on it.
Now, we did tell them we wanted it about 40 inches higher, and that's what we had Fishbeck do the thing on. And we did tell them we needed a walkway on one side. They agreed to that. They didn't agree to the walkway going the entire causeway. So that's a question of how to do that. But we have grant avenues to explore for those.
Through the chair.
Sorry.
I think we should concentrate on making it accessible and doing the things that we need to do to for pedestrian safety or whatever, and concentrate our money on that and not necessarily the aesthetics of it. It's not gonna, it's a bridge, it's not gonna look horrible. I mean,
Yeah. Through the chair, on this one, I would agree with Trustee Martin. Trustee Martin, make it look decent, so, and accessible for the constituents, but that wouldn't be my major concern is the aesthetics of the bridge at that point into our township, because that's not the main focal point of our township. I would be looking more towards the entryways off the freeways. There's people coming in that don't know that they're in Van Buren Township. I mean, if you come across Denton Bridge, you should know where you are. Denton Road Bridge, you should know where you're coming from, the city to the township. Everybody knows that area. I don't think that's the most important thing we should be focusing on is aesthetics. I agree that they need to be repaired, but we could put that money on focusing on the aesthetics of the other entranceway off the freeways.
It's, we really don't have to make a decision for another year or two, but yeah, we'd have to make that decision.
That's fine.
Yeah, okay. All right, thank you very much, directors.
Thank you.
All right, next would be Commissioner Alhaitis.
Where's she at? Lisa. Oh, she back there.
Good evening, everyone. Give me great honor to be here to honor Kevin Martin for long years working, serving in the Navy, or an honorable beginning to protect our freedom and our great nation, then put 45 years with the General Motor dedicated to your job, to your family, to your community. Very honorable life. Therefore, I have resolution from Wayne County to honor your services to the nation, to the community, to your family. And I know the honorable judge, can you join us here, please? Because you have a lot to do with it, the support of the family. It's probably the fuel and the energy for any person to have a successful and honorable life. So the judge to have a successful career and honorable position too. So in some way, I honor the family's success through your hard work, Mr. Martin. In behalf of Wayne County, I present you with this resolution.
thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Commissioner Hayes.
Congratulations on your retirement, Judge. And long as I'm here, if the supervisor allow me to wish the citizen of Van Buren Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. And I hope next year we accomplish more. I have with me one of my staff, Walter, here too. So hopefully that bridge presentation, it's a music to my ear. As you know, Mr. McNamara, and we're going to work together to have something, not only the bridge to cross, it's something to beautify the whole area. People enjoy to walk and drive over it.
Yeah.
So we were working
Well, thank you.
together. It's been good in Van Buren.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Thank you.
Thank you, I appreciate it. I am humbled and honored. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Did you want to say anything, Kevin? Did you want to say anything? You get an award, you get to say something.
Good evening. I would like to say on behalf of Judge Martin and myself that thank you to Al Hayes and the Wayne County Commissioners for this this honor. I am, as I said, I'm humbled and honored to be recognized in that manner, and I hope that I can continue to serve my community. I think my military days are probably behind me, but I think my civic responsibility and duties will continue. Thank you.
Great. All right. Okay, does anybody from the public have anything they want to, announcements or presentations? No?
Through the chair, I do have an
I'm
announcement.
sorry.
As you know, the Township Hall will be closed the week between Christmas and New Year's. However, the treasurer's office will be open Friday, December the 30th, from 10 o'clock to 1 p.m. for anybody who wants to come in and pay their taxes in person. They can also remember that the drop box out front will be for taxes, and it will be taken and cleaned up. You can also go into the police lobby. There is a slot there where you can drop the taxes, which go into a safe that is right behind my deputy treasurer's desk, and that will be emptied. So anything that is in the drop box or in that slot will be counted as paid by the end of the year, even though we will not be coming back till the 3rd of December. But once again, we will be open on Friday, December the 30th, from 10 o'clock to 1 p.m. Thank you.
Just to make that more specific, the township office will be closed from December 22nd, starting December 22nd through January 3rd. Returning on January 3rd. So December 22nd, returning January 3rd. Other than the day that the treasurer has indicated. Thank you.
Treasurer, what's the time again? 10 a.m. to?
10 a.m. to 1 p.m.
Thank you.
All right. Any other announcements? No? Okay. Move on to public comment. Is anybody from the public that wishes to make comment today? Hearing none. Unfinished business, we have none. New business. First item, discussion on to consider approval of the personal service agreement between Elena Menout and the township and to authorize Supervisor McNamara and Clerk Wright to execute the agreement. Can I get a motion?
Through the chair,
Clerk Wright?
I'd like to consider approval of personal service agreement between Aetna, Medlap, and the township, and to authorize the supervisor and myself to execute the agreement.
Support.
Okay. All right, Director Sumter.
Good evening, Board. I stand before you today with Elena Manault, and I am asking for the approval of her personal service agreement. Hopefully, you've had a chance to look at her credentials. Elena has 12 plus years of marketing strategy and designs of social media platforms. She graduated from Michigan State with a digital marketing certification in August of this year. She has an extensive background in website admin, press releases, advertisement, video reels, and social media promotion. Most recently, she was assigned the assistant to the campaign manager for the Friends of Dana Nessel. In her own words, she is a continuous learner and a reliable employee that's looking for a home where she can shine and be a part of a team. With that, I will let her say a few words we talked about, and we'll ask for approval of her personal service agreement.
Hi, I'd like to thank you for the opportunity to work for Van Buren Township and make a positive impact in this wonderful community. I'm very happy to have met all of you, and I am confident that my skills, my work ethic, my experience will be an asset to the township, and I look forward to using my abilities to the benefit of the community.
Great.
With that, I'll take any questions the board may have.
Any questions? No? Okay, so we have a motion by Clerk Wright. We have motion by Trustee Martin. Hearing no further discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion passes. Elena, if you'd like to come up and shake hands with, it's one time we're probably gonna shake hands with everybody. Shake hands. Yeah. Welcome. Do enjoy it here. All right. Okay. Okay, next item is discussion on to consider approval of an update up to the agreement with Community Publishing for a rate increase for the Van Buren Today magazine, $350 to $400 per page. Can I get a motion? I'll make the motion. Nobody wants to make a motion on this one. I move approval for the discussion on to consider approval of an update to the agreement with Community Publishing, which is our Van Buren Today magazine, increasing the rate from $350 to $400 per page.
Support.
Go ahead. All right. Do we have anybody that, Dan pulled he had like 2 months worth of vacation and he finally decided to take a week. So I'm going to do this one, I guess. Since we've done the Today magazine, their rate has stayed the same. It's like so many of us. Their prices have gone up. They've asked for an increase. We reviewed it. We think that it's reasonable to ask for it. So that's why we've put this forward to you. Any questions? Okay. Hearing none, I have a motion by me, supported by Treasurer Bud. Hearing no further discussion, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion passes. Next item, discussion on to consider approval of resolution for the sale of township-owned property on Ecorse Road to DTE Gas. This is the old fire station on Ecorse Road. Can I get a motion?
Make the motion, consider approval of resolution 2022-33, to sell the township-owned property 45581 Ecorse Road, parcel number 83-00399002000 to DTE Gas.
Support.
Thank you. Okay.
Thank you, Board.
So this was also a Dan Selman one, and I got our excellent team to do it 15 minutes before this meeting. But we all know about it because we all work together.
Yes, thank you, Supervisor. So I just have a few slides that show the proposed use of the site for some context. But while I pull those up, I just want to re-summarize the action that's before the board tonight. Again, this is to consider approval of the sale of township-owned property at 45581 Ecorse Road. The property has been reviewed by a licensed appraiser by the township that was hired by the township. The property is west of Belleville Road on the south side of Ecorse Road. The fair market value that's been assigned to this parcel is $220,000, and the purchaser, which is DTE Gas, will of course pay that, as well as the cost of the appraisal, which was $2,000. The background of this request is that DTE Gas requires to acquire property and install a redundancy of gas service for 160,000 households in western Wayne County, as well as the installation of remote control valves, or RCVs, for emergency remote shutoffs. So this site is part of a larger network of redundancy gas transmission main that they are installing. The board has determined in previous meetings that holding 45581 Ecorse Road, which is otherwise known as the old Fire Station 2 site, is not in the long-term interest of the township, and this is an opportunity that DTE Gas saw to help with the system installation that they're pursuing. So included in your packet, there's a resolution about this request, a purchase agreement, and a restricted appraisal report. Subject to pending your approval tonight, the next implementation steps include that the township will quitclaim deed the property to DTE Gas. DTE Gas will file a property transfer affidavit with the township and execute closing documents. And again, just to show the proposed use of the property, it is what's considered an essential service. There's going to be some piping, some valve, above and below grade piping, valves, valve stems, valve operators, electrical equipment, and various things related to the installation of this gas infrastructure. So there's something called a regulator run and a valve actuator that will be installed. This equipment is, again, what's considered an essential service, so it does not require formal site plan review by our planning commission. However, staff has been providing advisory comments regarding fencing and landscaping materials to be used to both secure the perimeter, which is required by DTE, but also to screen the equipment for aesthetic purposes. So this is an in-progress version of the plans that were submitted to the township. You can see the type of fencing material that's proposed around the perimeter. It's this more aesthetically appealing black metal fencing. And there's some landscaping that's been proposed preliminarily, and there's going to be some additional landscaping commentary as this plan progresses. But it's a by and large site that will not have buildings on it. It's going to involve the demolition of the current building and have just some minor gas equipment on site. So if you have any questions, we'd be glad to answer questions tonight, or if we don't have the answers, we'll certainly reach out to DTE to get more information.
So my truncated version is that DTE provides gas to Van Buren Township. DTE has that gas coming in a pipe. They have no other pipe. This would be a second pipe in case the first pipe goes bad, so we will get gas still. So because of that, we basically said, you can buy that property, and we went out and got an appraiser to tell us what that property was worth, and we sold it to them for what that property was worth, and they said, okay. And then our planning department and our planning director did a marvelous job of making sure that it's going to be landscaped and be an attractive lot in the community and not a nuisance. We're very thankful for that. So, any questions? No? Okay, I have a motion by Clerk Wright, and it's been supported by Trustee Martin. Hearing no further questions, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion passes, and directors, thank you very much for picking that ball up.
Thank you very much.
Next item is discussion on and to consider approval of the selection of TSP Environmental for the Wildbrook Pump Station replacement. Can I get a motion?
To the chair,
Clerk Wright?
I'd like to consider approval of the selection of TSP Environmental for the Wildbrook Pump Station replacement for a total of $279,233.60, and to enter into a subject contract to approval of township, subject to the approval of the township attorney.
Support.
Treasurer Budden. Director?
Good evening. Wildbrook Pump Station, this was a budgeted 2023 CIP plan. Due to Wildbrook Pump Station having a shallow pump station, meaning the pumps are stationed above the pump station. So it's due to grease. It's been a known problem with that pump station. So due to that, we're recommending to award the low bid to TSP Environmental to replace Wildbrook Pump Station in the amount of $279,233.60.
Often when it rains, we have to run the vac out to Wildbrook Pump Station to make sure there's no flooding. And our wonderful group, sewer group, makes sure that there's never been an event of back flooding into basements and stuff. Nice job. Any questions?
To the chair.
Trustee Martin?
You were saying that it was some type of problem with grease or something. Is this a design issue? Is a poor
Yes,
design?
it's a design issue. To correct it, we'll take those two pumps that's currently above and we will put them within the well. So we'll go from a suction lift to submersibles, and it'll take care of the problem with the buildup of grease.
Okay. So the grease comes from what, the lubrication of the pumps, or where does the grease come from?
To it being shallow, the grease accumulates because the pumps are above, has to lift it up. If you put the submersibles within the well, it will eliminate most of the grease problem.
Where does the grease come from is what I'm trying to,
From
is it
the
From the
subdivision.
ground, from the sub, or
Yes.
from, is it wastewater or?
Yeah.
Or stormwater? Or wastewater, okay, I got you. I thought it was stormwater.
Or the pots and pans.
Okay.
We've had what's called
Stormwater, I'm sorry.
grease balls,
That's okay.
and they plug up everything. Yeah, so. Does anybody else have any questions? Okay, I have a motion by Clerk Wright, supported by Treasurer Bud. Hearing no further questions, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? This motion passes. Thank you, Director.
Thank you.
Reports, we have none. Public comment. Is there anybody from the public that wishes to make comment? Nope. Anybody from the board that wishes to make comment? Clerk Wright.
I'd just like to wish everyone a very Merry Christmas and a safe and prosperous New Year.
Anybody else?
I guess I would just ditto what he said and,
Okay. Clerk, Trustee Martin?
They said it all. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year.
Me too. Okay. Hearing nothing else, can I get a motion for adjournment?
so moved.
Martin and Bud. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? We are adjourned. That's the way. God, I misread Reggie and Frazier. I couldn't get a motion.